Another roof once again is wide open. It is 28 degrees and it's starting to feel like summer. Robin Ventura's team has lost 3 straight and they've lost 6 of the last 7. They need to get the bats going. Ventura knows that. This is a much better offensive team than they have shown recently. Take a look at their lineup tonight. Adam Eaton, Melky Cabrera, then Jose Abreu. Abreu's the first baseman. He's put up big numbers against the Blue Jays. Last night he was 0 for 3, but he's got a .355 career average with 2 homers and 6 RBIs, and then down in the 5th spot, it's the shortstop, Alexei Ramirez. Against R.A. Dick, he's got a pair of home runs. He's hit .400 overall with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. He's one of the steadiest shortstops in all of baseball.
R.A. Dickey takes the mound tonight for the Blue Jays. This is his 10th start. He got a complete game victory over the Angels in his previous start. That was R.A.'s 14th career complete game. He was talking after the game about that, saying the movement within the strike zone came back. He was flawless against the Angels. That made Dickey a winner for the first time in 3 outings. Against the Chicago White Sox in his career, he's made 9 appearances. His last 2 not very good versus the White Sox, covering 11 innings, including 6 home runs given up to the White Sox. So that knuckleball is going to have to dance again today in the strike zone.
Defensively behind R.A. Dickey in the outfield, it's Danny Valencia, Kevin Pillar, and Chris Colabello. Colabello making his 13th start in right. Donaldson and Reyes on the left side. Steve Thomason makes his 8th start at second with the left-hander Danks on the mound. Owen Encarnacion's at first, and Josh Tolley behind the plate for the 7th time, teaming up with R.A. Dickey.
Chicago White Sox have a left-hander on the mound tonight, and John Danks, so you got to put Danny Valencia's bat in the lineup. He's hit .455 versus left-handed pitching this year. This is his 11th start in left field. The leader for the Blue Jays in left field starts, Kevin Pillar. Remember, he had 13 starts. Danny Valencia now has 11.
Blue Jays have used 8 different starters in left field this season. Last year, it was Melky Cabrera. So we are set. Dickey has completed his warm-up tosses, and he is ready. Adam Eaton steps in. Eaton 0 for 4 last night. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It is in there for a strike, and we are underway. Eaton is the igniter in this lineup, and his numbers are down from a year ago. They anticipate he's going to start swinging the bat and getting on base a little bit more frequently.
Having a few more extra base hits also. He had 10 triples last year, which was obviously an excellent season for the White Sox, but so far this year he just hasn't been able to get on track. That on base percentage needs to creep up just a little bit.
Dickey had a great knuckleball, as Pat mentioned, in his last start. He had 7 strikeouts in that last outing. He totaled 7 in his previous 5 starts, so the knuckleball was dancing a lot more consistently last time out.
Yeah, he was telling me that it was moving, and it was moving within the strike zone, and that's what you got to have.
Well, there's a good one that finishes off the Eaton at bat. 1 strikeout already for Dickey.
Yeah, 2 strikes on the batter, so you want to get that knuckleball close. And if you've got a free swinging team like the Chicago White Sox are, and there's 2 strikes, you got to protect. Adam Eaton swings right over the top of that one. There are the numbers, Buck, that you were just talking about.
Big improvement for Dickey, and that was really wearing on him. Where are the strikeouts? Misses with that first pitch to Melky Cabrera, his former teammate. Melky's off to a slow start. He has just 1 home run, and that's been a big mystery for the White Sox, their lack of power. This team is last in the American League in home runs, and they play in a terrific hitter ballpark.
Yeah, they do, but it's been very cold in Chicago. It's been very cold throughout the whole Midwest this year. So the hitters just haven't had the great weather to deal with where the ball can carry. You're dealing with layer upon layer and batting gloves and everything like that. Right now, today's the first day where it feels like summer.
Well, it's 28 degrees. It's a beautiful day for baseball. And all the players and the coaches were talking about, this is what we've been waiting for. Summertime weather. White Sox have hit just 27 home runs. That's a fly ball into center. Pillar over into right center, or left center. He makes the catch. 2 down for R.A. Dickey. The Blue Jays have won back-to-back games for the first time since May 8th and 9th. They've won 3 in a row on 2 different occasions, trying to scratch their way back to 500. 21 and 26, and here is Jose Abreu, the first baseman for the White Sox. Reyes in his second season. He was the Rookie of the Year for Robin Ventura last year, and he did a terrific job in his first big league season.
Took a lot of pitches last year out over the plate. He's got outstanding power to straightaway center field into right field. So pitchers have been jamming him just a little bit more. Different tonight with knuckleball. Let's see if he stays on it.
He's hit a pair of home runs against Dickey. He's just 2 for 3. As Pat mentioned, the White Sox have hit 6 home runs against Dickey in the last 2 starts, including 4 right here at Rogers Center last June 27th.
Giving up a lot of runs to the White Sox in those last couple of games, so he's looking to bounce back.
Oh, good start for Dickey. Knuckleball is dancing early. 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts. Late movement in the zone and then out for the strikeout of Abreu. Devin Travis anxious to get back and help his team play. He won't be eligible until June 1st. Stuck on the lineup now for the Blue Jays. Reyes, Donaldson, Bautista, then Encarnacion. Chris Colabello is in the 5th spot. He's been a clutch hitter. He got everything going last night with a 2-out, 2-run single in the first. That started the 4-run first inning. And then Danny Valencia, Pat mentioned the great average against lefty pitching and against John Danks. He's lived up to that. He's 8 for 23 with a homer and 4 RBIs against John Danks.
Lots of right-handers in that lineup for the 30-year-old left-hander scheduled to make his 9th start. John Danks, this is his 9th major league season, all with the Chicago White Sox. So he is the longest tenured player on the Sox roster. John Danks has won just 1 of his past 4 starts. He has trouble with the Jays. Also 6 career starts here in Toronto. His ERA is up over 6.
Yeah, he's had 2 of his worst outings here at Rogers Center. Jose Reyes, a ball and a strike, batting right-handed. He tried this before he went on the disabled list, batting exclusively as a right-handed hitter, but it didn't work. Danks misses with that fastball to top side, 2-1. Reyes hit a double in his first at bat last night, and that started that 4-run inning. Everything up and away so far from Danks.
I'm going to have to make the adjustment right here. Maybe turn that bottom half just a little bit. There are the numbers in his career versus the Blue Jays in 8 games. ERA approaching 6.
It says popped over near the seats. That's going to reach the seats out of play. John Danks was a high draft pick. He was selected by the Texas Rangers 9th overall in 2006, and this guy is 2003. He came from Round Rock, Texas. That's where Ryan Goins is from, just outside of Austin, and the Rangers drafted him, but he would eventually be traded as part of a big deal with the White Sox. Here he strikes out Reyes, 1 down. Defensively, the defense probably hurt the White Sox last night, not turning a double play in the first inning. In the outfield, Melky Cabrera, Adam Eaton, and J.B. Shuck. On the infield, it is Gordon Beckham at third. Up the middle, Alexi Ramirez and Carlos Sanchez starting tonight at second. Abreu's at first, and Tyler Flowers is back behind the plate. He's the regular catcher.
It cost him 4 runs in last night's game. No problem with this guy right here. 145 games last season for Jose Abreu at first base. He was the AL Silver Slugger at first base.
Josh Donaldson, get the night started. Deep to left, number 11 for Donaldson. Nobody hits more home runs against left-handed pitching than Josh Donaldson. That's his 29th home run against left-handers since 2013.
And you know, why wait around when you're seeing the ball that well against the left-handed pitchers? And we talked about the middle of this lineup, how dangerous it is. If you're sitting on something and you get something to your liking, let it fly. And that's exactly what Donaldson does with the first pitch. He hit a bomb yesterday to straightaway center field. And this one is even further. 4-seam heater right there, right down Broadway for Josh Donaldson.
Well, what a swing. What a way to start your night. Danks is down 1-0, and now he's got to deal with Bautista and Encarnacion. This is a no-doubter into the second deck. That's his 8th home run he's hit here at Rogers Center. That's the most home runs for any player in the majors. He's hit 8.
I'll tell you, that swing and that contact makes you want to pitch away from contact for these next couple of guys.
Bautista's all over that one and hits it down into the seats.
Well, there's no question that having Bautista's bat in the lineup just makes the team a little bit deeper, a little bit more dangerous. In the words of John Gibbons, he was saying that Jose Bautista is just another guy you have to navigate through to try and get through this lineup.
Well, the more good bats you have in a lineup, the tougher it's going to be. And here is the third of that trio we talked about. Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion. Just foul off-speed pitch.
And they make life miserable for left-handed pitching this year.
Blue Jays are hitting .311 against left-handed pitching. That's the best in baseball. Full count, 1 out. Bautista fights off that inside pitch. Their OPS against left-handed pitching is .862, also number 1. Wow. What a dramatic turnaround from last year. They hit .247 against lefties last season. It's a high fly ball to right. J.B. Shuck comes in a few steps. Will chew down now. Bautista's out on the fly out. John Danks has had a lot of trouble this year with right-handed hitters. Look at his numbers and how different they are opposed to lefties.
Slugging percentage, right-handers way up there at .567 as opposed to .340, and the on-base plus slugging almost 300 points higher versus the right-handers. And the Blue Jays have a right-handed dominated hitting team. They don't have too many left-handed guys in that lineup. Most of their power is the right-handed guys, and that's why they've been so tough on the left-handers.
We mentioned this trio of sluggers, and the Blue Jays have now hit 30 home runs with those 3 batters. Encarnacion, Donaldson, and Bautista. Devin Travis also has 7, same number as Bautista, but that's 30 now they've hit. Encarnacion strikes out, a couple of strikeouts in the inning. But once again, the Blue Jays strike first. Josh Donaldson on the first pitch he sees tonight. A deep drive to left. His 11th home run, and the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. look at the starters' ERA, Pat, it really was a slow start, and they had big numbers in April.
Yeah, for some reason, April, tough month for the Blue Jays starters at 5.20, but in May, the starters' ERA is down to 4.69, and over the last 7 days, even better. The starters have been rounding in the form and rounding in shape and making great pitches. Drew Hutchison last night, I've never seen him better than in the game last night.
7 very good starts in a row, and it began with Aaron Sanchez on Tuesday night against the Angels. It went Sanchez, Hutchison, Dickey, Estrada, Burley, Sanchez, and Hutchison. And they averaged over 7 1/3. That's where it really becomes impressive. Not only are they throwing well, but they're pitching deep into the games.
They were all working off of an extra day of rest. They inserted a spot starter, gave everybody a little bit of a blow, and they've been good ever since.
Yeah, it's really been impressive how quickly they've turned things around. This is Adam LaRoche. He is the DH. And Dickey bounces back from a 3-0 count. Now it's a full count. Alexei Ramirez is on deck. He's had good numbers against Dickey in the past. There's a ball hit up the alley in right center. Pilar over to cut it off. He gets it back in quickly with another very accurate throw right on the money. And LaRoche is aboard with a leadoff single.
Yeah, hold him to a single. Fought back to 3-2 and then went with the sinker. Little ball down and away, and that went right to the barrel of the bat of LaRoche. Now, on this field, because it's so slow, that ball is hit. That is normally a gapper right there, a double. But it slows down. It gives Pilar a chance to keep the double play in order.
Defense is basically straight away with Alexei Ramirez. Second baseman slightly to pull. That's Tollison. Ramirez 4 for 10 against Dickey with a pair of home runs. Totally got hit by the backswing, and Ramirez checked with him to make sure he was okay.
We've seen a couple of these White Sox hitters go up there taking the pitch like they're going to try and work the count. It's imperative that Dickey gets ahead, strike one. There's a lot of free swingers in this lineup.
Back to Dickey. He goes to second. Tollison will return in. Oh, bang, bang at first, and Baker said he's safe. Boy, it looked like they had him, but Ramirez hustled and beat it out at first. Dickey, a very good fielder. He obviously started that, made a little bit of a low throw to Tollison, and now they're wandering around the field. Watch the throw to second.
Well, he takes his time, and you're right. It's a little bit of a low throw, but it still should have enough on that to be able to turn that. You just move your feet just a little bit and cut down the distance from the throw. Let's see the slow motion as he comes towards the bag. Still not in the base. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to overturn.
That is a tough one right there. It looked like they actually hit at the same time. The ball in the glove and the foot on the bag, and the Blue Jays aren't going to challenge the call. Jordan Baker, the umpire at first.
He was the umpire at second base last night when the double play was failed to be turned by the White Sox. That cost him a few runs. And
it was Ramirez that was involved as the shortstop. He didn't touch second. That contributed to that 4-run inning. This is J.B. Shuck. He is in right field. He did not start in the game last night, but after Avisail Garcia hit in the first inning, or in the second inning, he had to leave the game. Shuck fouls it off. There's Garcia encouraging his teammates, and he's very disappointed. He's got tendonitis in his right knee. A terrific player. Came in last night's game hitting .322 and singled in his only at bat.
Just 23 years old. Robin Ventura saw him running up the bag, up the line on that base hit, and said, you know what, I cannot afford to put this guy in the outfield the way he is limping down the line.
Off. Tollison passed him into right field. Looked like they had a chance for a double play. Tollison played it off the side, swiped at it, but it was past him into right.
The ball just never came up for him. It stayed down and got underneath his glove. We'll have to see how they score that one. Ball's hit pretty hard by Shuck, but it's right at Steve Tollison. He just eats him up. Watch it stay down, hit the carpet, doesn't come up.
It's a base hit for Shuck. 2 aboard, 1 out. This is Gordon Beckham. Beckham, the third baseman. He hit second in the game last night, finished up 1 for 4, had a first inning single. He pulls that knuckler foul.
They also got a big double play late in that ball game off the bat of Gordon Beckham. Bonifacio had a leadoff bunt hit against Drew Hutchison.
And then Beckham grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. That was in the 6th when they were trying to manage something. There's a little looper. This is going to drop. Ramirez is around third. He's going to score. Here's the throw from the center fielder. Pilar's cut off. And it's a 1-1 game. Beckham picks up the RBI. That's his 10th.
That's a good piece of hitting right there from Gordon Beckham. He was going to track that thing a long way. They've hit a couple of balls hard, and this one was off the end of the bat, but because he tracked that ball and had the plate coverage, it's enough of the bat and just pokes it out into right field for a run scoring single.
Well, the Blue Jays defense that has been so good had opportunities in this inning to pick up extra outs. They had a double play ball back to the mound. They couldn't turn that. There's another base hit into center. Shuck didn't get a good read. He's going to stop at third. Boy, that's a ball he could have scored on if he reads it properly off the bat.
Boy, you're absolutely right. The last thing you want to do as a runner out at second base, you check to see where your center fielder is. You look right behind you. A lot of balls hit the center field, and he wasn't real sure. You can see Pilar is playing him slightly to pull. Ball is slicing away, and there's a lot of green out there where that ball hits. Luckily for the Blue Jays, he didn't read it well, and he can only move up 90 feet.
Yeah, he never ever saw where the center fielder was, but if he reads that correctly, he can score on that ball. So this is Carlos Sanchez, the second baseman. He's a switch hitter batting left against Dickey. 4 hits in the inning. The only hard hit ball was the one hopper past Tollison. Oh, 0-2. Blue Jays are still a double play from getting out of it.
Limit the damage right here. They haven't hit the ball hard and they haven't caught the ball this inning. But if you make a pitch, get the ground ball, you can get the double play and get out of this inning.
There's a liner into center, tagging his Shuck at third. Here's the throw from Pilar. It's way over everything, all the way up against the screen. And the runners will move up. So Shuck scores. That gives the White Sox a 2-1 lead. And on the overthrow, the runners move up 90 feet. So Pilar will be charged with an error. And the White Sox have taken the lead.
A for effort out in center field. He did everything right. He stayed behind the ball. You got his momentum coming in towards the plate like you should. But then just uncorked one. This one is way up there, over everybody, over Tolley, over Dickey, and if the backstop's not there, it would have been over the backstop.
Back to the top of the order. Adam Eaton struck out his first time up. He's out in front and lifts a high fly into the seats. The White Sox have really struggled to score runs lately. They were shut out last night. They've scored a total of 15 runs in their last 8 games coming into this game tonight.
Robin Ventura's got a great sense of humor. If you know him and you talk to him, and he was talking about last night's game, he's giving a lot of praise to Drew Hutchison and the way that he pitched that game. But he said, you know what, we got to find somebody who can get the ball out of the infield. You're not going to score too many runs if you don't get the ball out of the infield.
He does have one of the best sense of humor of any player I've been around. Very bright, very quick. You see what Ventura's talking about. They got the cracked bats the last 8 games. They've hit just 190. Under 2 runs a game. 6 hits a game, and they haven't done a thing with the clutch hitting. So Ventura, he'll talk about it. Hey, we got to get better.
Yeah. No sense running from it.
Another thing he said about last night's game, he said the only thing that came out of that was good was the time of the game. It was 2 hours and 10 minutes. At least it was quick. 2-1 Chicago. Adam Eaton with a 2-2 count. Off the end of the bat, that's Squibb's foul. Adam LaRoche started it with a single into right center. He was erased on the fielder's choice. Then Shuck had a bouncing ball single that went past the second baseman. Could have been a double play ball. Beckham blooped one into center, and then Flowers had a single to center. There's another broken bat. This one's going to drop foul.
He's going to have to go back and get himself some new lumber. Dickey's had a long inning, big inning up here for the White Sox.
R.A. had a quick first inning. He had a 3-up, 3-down inning with a couple of strikeouts. He thought it was strike 3. It looked like it might have been right at the top of the strike zone, but he didn't get the call. It's a full count. Melky Cabrera is on deck. He flew out to center field his first time up. There's another flare into center field. Pilar on the run, makes a running catch. That saved a couple of runs. The White Sox scored 2 runs on 4 hits and an error and have taken a 2-1 lead. And Colabella and Valencia had both been pleasant surprises going back to spring training. I don't know if we would have expected this type of contribution from these 2 big right-handed bats.
We'll take it. I don't know if you can expect that, but they've both gotten off to great starts. Colabella here in the month of May since he's been called up. He was the player of the year in the international, the player of the month in the International League for April. Called up, he's kept it going here in May. Valencia 348 and just hammering lefties also, so they will bat back-to-back tonight against John Danks.
Colabello had that 2-out, 2-run single that started the scoring last night in the first inning. Colabello is 4 for 8 against John Danks with a homer. Of course, Chris played parts of the last 2 seasons with the Twins in the same division as the White Sox.
He got a chance over the weekend to hit a couple of home runs while his dad was in town to watch him face the Mariners. Said that was a big thrill to hit a couple of home runs with his dad here.
Well, that's where he gets his love of baseball from his father, who played in Italy and then pitched for the Italian Olympic team. Actually pitched in LA in the '84 Olympics.
Chris was telling me about that today, that his father Lou pitched against the U.S. team at Dodger Stadium. Said it was the most nervous he'd ever been, and his line would suggest that. 1/3 of an inning, 8 earned runs. But he said he's very proud of him. Very proud of his father playing in the Olympics.
2-2, ball outside. John Danks gave up a home run in the first, but his offense has staked him to a 2-1 lead. It's a high fly ball into shallow right. J.B. Shuck over just inside the foul line. He makes the catch. 1 down.
Championship-winning Honda CRF 450R for those who dare to ride red.
Getting close to June, and everybody's starting to think about summertime. It feels like summertime here, of course. It's a beautiful night at Rogers Center. This is Danny Valencia batting .455 against lefty pitching. For the season, Valencia is batting .348. He, like Colabello, has hit well against Danks in the past. And you can see John Danks not wanting to challenge him inside with anything.
Where you can see that Danny Valencia is seeing the pitches. He digs in, and as the pitch is on its way, he winds up and really tucks that front shoulder.
There's a pop down the right side. That's going to be into the seats.
And anything close, he's recognizing the pitch early, right out of the hand of the pitcher. You can just tell, and if you get it close, he's going to put a good swing on it. 7-game hit streak for Valencia, where he's hit .370 against lefties and righties.
Well, he took a shot inside and cut that inside corner. There's a high fly ball into center. Adam Eaton jogging in a few steps. He gets there. Valencia's retired. 2 fly ball outs here in the second.
Well, let's take a closer look at the scouting report for tonight's starter for the Chicago White Sox, John Danks, what he uses. The fastball, it doesn't throw it by you. It doesn't have that electric arm anymore since he's had all the shoulder surgery, so he's going to have to locate the fastball. Batter's hitting .244 against him. Changeup, I think, is his best pitch. That's the one that he's going to use to get right-handers out. He'll cut the ball and he'll throw a curveball every now and then just to keep you honest. But it's fastball changeup for Danks, and he's got to locate to be effective.
You saw Kevin Pillar show bunt. He was thinking about pushing the bunt past the mound toward the second baseman. Now they've shortened up dramatically, and he fouls this one off. Ball into strike.
Yeah, the whole infield shortening up with Pillar, number 1, because he will bunt. Number 2, very slow surface.
Kevin Pillar got off to a good start. He was playing in left field when Dalton Pompey was with the team in April. There's a changeup. He's out in front. Pillar batting just .114 over his last 13 games, and he's been working hard with the hitting coaches trying to get things sorted out. There's a fly ball into left center. Long run for Melky Cabrera. He will get there and run it down. So Melky Cabrera catches the fly ball. 3 fly ball outs here in the second. When we come back, it'll be Melky Cabrera, Abreu, and LaRoche. Year he had 568 at bats, hit 16 home runs, and drove in 73. This season, it's quite a different story.
The average 60 points fewer this year. The on base plus the slugging is also down. For me, he's just not hitting the fastball. He's hitting 227 against the fastball this year. That is not going to cut it if you're as good a hitter as Melky Cabrera. But he said today he's just going to keep working. I saw him underneath the stands doing some soft toss and doing some drills underneath the stands. He said he's just going to keep hitting. He likes that the weather has turned warmer, but he's got to start hitting the fastball.
He is 3 for his last 28. He flied out to center his first time up. Takes that knuckler inside. It's 2-0.
Good patience being shown, I think, by the White Sox here the first few innings.
There's a fly ball to right. Colabello is there, and Cabrera has flied out twice. Well, R.A. Dickey had a quick inning in the first and then ran into trouble in the second, but the only ball that was hit hard was the ball J.B. Shuck hit, and that was a potential double play ball. It was ruled a base hit, went past Tollison into right field. Dickey himself didn't give Tollison a real good feed on that double play potential.
Yeah, they catch that ball. They catch the ball at second base. It's a double play because all he had to do was catch it. The throw to second base would have been easy. He just could not come up with it. The ball would not come up for him.
Jose Abreu struck out his first time up. Mentioned Abreu has hit 2 home runs. He hit a pair of home runs off of Dickey last June 27th right here at Rogers Center. That was a slow knuckler up and pulled foul.
That's one thing that R.A. has said that he will do at times to try and keep hitters off of his knuckleballs. He'll change speeds. That one looked like almost, as you see the knuckleball, almost a blooper pitch. Takes a lot off of that one.
Oh, that was a good one. 79 miles an hour. Abreu has struck out twice. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Yeah, the Yankees, they are just inconsistent, and the first 5 batters scored yesterday before there was an out recorded. And that's the first time in Yankee history that they scored 5 runs before there was an out recorded.
That's hard to believe.
That's a long time and a lot of runs.
And great teams. Also, you think there was a little revenge factor on that game, a little frustration getting back. They had been struggling.
Yeah, they sure have. It's not been a good stretch for them. They had lost 9 of 10 going into that game on Memorial Day afternoon yesterday when they jumped all over Jeremy Guthrie. This is Adam LaRoche again, a 3-0 count to LaRoche. This time he walks. Adam LaRoche's 19th walk in the month of May. Nicky said that ball's no good and fires it out of play. So LaRoche is aboard with 2 outs. Shortstop Alexei Ramirez. He's the batter that hit the comebacker back to the mound. Nicky turned and fired low to Tollison, and all I could get was the force at second. That ball gets away from Tolle, and LaRoche is going to move up. So now the White Sox have another runner in scoring position.
This is what you have to deal with sometimes, a knuckleball that's moving. You got runners on base, and they're going to pick up a base because of that.
Pass ball charged to the catcher, Tolle. We were talking with Steve Stone, the TV analyst for the Chicago White Sox television broadcast. And he says, I guess if you catch a knuckleball, you can't have a big ego. You can't worry about your stats, your pass balls, the stolen bases against. You just have to go with the percentages and try to catch as many as you can.
Hey, you're going to lead the league in pass balls, period. Hands down, no problem. That just goes with it because the pitch is such a difficult pitch to catch. Check it at the door.
3-0 to Ramirez. Right at the top of the zone. Ramirez thought it was high. Ramirez is a much better low ball hitter than high ball hitter. He can handle those pitches downstairs. And there's one right to Tollison. He hit it hard, but right at the second baseman. The White Sox leave a runner in scoring position. It'll be Tollison, Tolle, and Reyes when we come back.
Presented by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Nothing like an old hot dog at the ballpark, and it's a beautiful evening here. If you're in the neighborhood, come on out. It's absolutely perfect night for baseball. It'll be Tollison, Tolle, and then Reyes for the Blue Jays.
Donaldson's done a good job this year versus the left-handers when he has been called upon.
Batting .300 right on the nose against lefties. And Danks drops that curveball in there. John Danks was a terrific prospect, as we mentioned earlier, and he was traded in a deal that the Rangers got Brandon McCarthy. Donaldson grounds out to shortstop, 1 down.
Yeah,
Danks had shoulder surgery in 2011 and 2012, actually, and that really robbed him of his velocity. He was a hard thrower.
He was. He threw a lot harder than he does now. There were 2 pitchers, McCarthy and Danks, that really didn't fulfill their promise for either one of those teams. And a classic example of a change of scenery needed for them to blossom. Danks has come to Chicago, and again, he's been here for 9 seasons now. The longest tenured White Sox. Barry, don't hurt yourself. That was weak. That was weak. Yeah, quit.
That's, throw that trash can over there behind you. You're going to get hurt. And then they're really going to talk about you.
Leave the ball playing to the ball players, big guy. All right, we got to see this one more time, don't we, Buck?
Break it down for me, Pat.
That's
terrible.
Move your feet.
Yeah, really get into the baseball.
Look at him. He wanted to point to the chair like it's the chair's fault.
It was the chair's fault. There's another one.
Yeah. Sit down, Barry. He's making like Kenny Lofton now.
Josh Tolley hits one into center. An 0-2 base hit for Tolley. Lefty batters have only hit over 200, just barely over 200 against Danks. So Tolley has a base hit.
Gotta have bat control and plate coverage when you're a left-handed batter facing a left-handed pitcher, and Josh Tolley does just that. Reaches out right off the end of the bat for a base hit. That'll turn the lineup over.
Lefties were 11 for 53 before that Tolley base hit. That turns the lineup over to Jose Reyes. Reyes struck out his first time up. Pops it in the air. Abreu into foul territory. Reyes pops out on the first pitch, 2 down. So Danks isn't out of the woods yet. Josh Donaldson will step in, and he's seen just 1 pitch tonight, and he hit it into the second deck and left.
Boy, that's the benefit of Josh Tolley getting on base and having your hitters hitting high up in the lineup like Donaldson. You mentioned that Danks is not out of the woods. He's got to deal with Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion now with 2 outs.
Pitch might have been off the plate outside, but Donaldson is behind 0-1. Donaldson's home run was the 30th home run hit by himself, Bautista, and Encarnacion, that trio of sluggers we mentioned. That's significant in that the White Sox have only hit 27 as a team. These 3 sluggers have 3 more home runs than the entire White Sox offense.
And what, Abreu leads them with 7? Jose over at first base. Blue Jays have 3 guys like that. 4.
Devin Travis has 7.
Yeah.
0-2 to Donaldson. High pop into foul territory. Abreu giving chase way down the right field line. It's off his glove. Donaldson has life. Boy, Abreu ran a long way to get to that ball.
You know what? He was the only guy who is going to have a play on that ball because he's holding the runner at first base. He has the shortest distance to go. He thinks he has it, a little basket catch, and it's right off the end of his glove.
Boy, that is so difficult, Hugh. See, Barry, you've got everybody messed up now.
You know, try doing this from a sitting position, Buck, and I'm claiming chair interference on the play.
Oh, come on. No?
No.
No, we're not buying.
You were standing up and you reached for it like it was 10 feet away from you.
I honestly thought it was going to go about 10 rows up. I did. And I'm getting razzed here, man. They're hitting me hard here. I feel like I'm in Philadelphia right now.
Tolley's around second. He's headed for third. Donaldson will stop at second as Tolley is there at third base. Josh Donaldson, a home run and a double.
Continues to wear out the left-handed pitchers. See how big that play was by the first baseman, not being able to come up with that pop-up by Donaldson. Abreu right off the end of his glove. It gives him an extra chance to swing the bat, and he takes full advantage right over the bag and by Gordon Beckham down the left field line. Melky gets on top of that. He played here before. He knows how to play that wall down the left field line, and he holds Tolley at third base. Blue Jays putting the pressure on Danks again.
Donaldson came into this game with a .444 average against lefty pitching, and that'll go up. He's 2 for 2 already. Here is Bautista. He flied out to right his first time up. Had a good hack at that breaking ball. Jose just 3 for 14 against John Danks with a fly ball out in the first. That was off the plate, and Bautista knows it. And then Jose's approach to umpires is that, hey, it's tough to hit, and I'm grinding to hit strikes, and then you're calling those borderline pitches. You do the pitcher a favor.
He has such a good eye at the plate.
So what it does to a hitter's mindset is now you've got doubt as to what's a ball and what's a strike. So you expand the strike zone, and you got to chase those borderline pitches, especially with runners in scoring position.
And that one pitch, instead of 3-1, it's 2-2. Jose is right on top of that plate. Wow, and he had a good swing at that one. Tried to slip one by him, didn't they?
Robin Ventura checking his notes. They got the lineup and then probably defensive positioning. 2-2 to Bautista. Blue Jays are down by a run. He called a balk. He didn't come to a stop. Jerry Meals at second called a balk, and they can play it out. Keep running. Ball bounces over the wall. And Bautista will end up at second, and the Blue Jays have a lead. Jerry Meals, the second base umpire, explaining his call. Bautista heard it after he hit it and stopped. But you can continue the play. Donaldson and Tolley both score.
All with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Watch it right here. Now, this is where he throws from that exaggerated slide step. And you can hear Jerry Meals say that's a balk because he doesn't do the same thing. He's been pitching out of the windup, and that's a windup start. But he came set and tried to quick pitch Bautista. And he hits a ground rule double to center.
That's exactly what happened, Pat. And Donaldson's double is cashed in, and it all results in that ball not being caught. It was a tough play.
Yeah.
But Abreu got a glove on it. Not unlike the defense in the first inning for the White Sox last night that keyed that 4-run first inning. Edwin Encarnacion, good rip at that high hitter. Bautista with 2 RBIs now has 27. So he has 27. Donaldson has 30, and Encarnacion has 32.
All in the same lineup. They also had a couple of guys. Martins is not playing today. He's had 7 home runs and 23 RBIs. You mentioned Devin Travis, who's on the disabled list. Nothing wrong with this offense.
Change up downstairs. It's 2-2.
Talked about these 3 guys in the opening right here. What they have done this year against left-handed pitching. It's been tough.
Change up pulled foul.
Watch the 2 pitches to Bautista. The pitch before is on the left. You can see he starts in that what looks like a stretch position. That's his windup. Now on the right, instead of doing the same thing, he tries to quick pitch Jose, and that's a balk.
Encarnacion strikes out to end the inning with the Blue Jays strike again with 2 outs. Josh Donaldson doubled, then Bautista drove in 2. Dickey has a 3-2 lead as he heads back to the mound.
Regular season game live or on demand in true HD. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and much more. You also get the free At Bat 15 subscription. Watch baseball at home, at the office, or on the go. Season-long subscription packages are available. Visit BlueJays.com for more. Guys, what you will not see on that app tonight, or maybe you will, is my error. But, guys, I tried, and while Josh Donaldson plays in the Get It League, I do play in the Tri-League, so I think I'm doing all right.
You can't play in the Tri-League in Josh Donaldson's game. It's the Get It Done League, Barry.
Barry,
so if you're going to go after him like that, leave that glove at home.
I didn't give you an error, Barry. I gave you a double.
Wow, you gave me a lot, but that's okay.
I'm lying, Barry.
I know you guys love me, so that's all I care about.
Pop back over the screen and out of play off the bat. J.B. Shuck. Shuck had a single that snuck by Thomason into right field his first time up. He scored the second White Sox run in that 2-run second inning. Can't talk enough about the way the starters have pitched lately. We mentioned 7 straight good outings for the starters. That's trouble down the right field line. Colabello will play it off the wall. Chuck is headed for second, and he'll reach. He is 2 for 2 tonight. That's his first extra base hit of the season.
White Sox getting some production from the right fielders. No Avisail Garcia. Shuck is 2 for 2. Knuckleball down and in, and you can see he takes that short swing, just drops the barrel of the bat on the baseball, hits it down the right field line for a leadoff double. This is where Ari ran into a lot of problems in the second inning.
Bottom part of the order.
3 straight hits.
And Beckham just trying to push the bunt up the first baseline. And he's taken a lot of ground balls on this surface the last 2 days. He understands it's like bunting on a natural grass surface. That's long and
with
slow.
High grass, because it's just going to die out there.
There's a fly ball to left. Valencia is there, moving over to his left. 1 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Robin Ventura, former outstanding player, long career with the White Sox. He's back in the dugout as their manager. This is his 4th season with the White Sox. He's very close friends with one of our former friends, Ed Sprague. He stays in touch with Sprague and talks about the possibility of Sprague getting back into baseball. They both played on the U.S. Olympic team.
Professional baseball.
Yeah.
He's in baseball. College coach.
College coach, University of Pacific in Stockton, California. But Robin, who is from Santa Maria down in Southern California on the coast just below San Luis Obispo, he and Sprague stay in touch quite a bit.
White Sox drafted Ed Sprague's son last season.
Bouncing ball. Donaldson will come in and take it on the long hop. Flowers is retired. Yeah, they drafted Sprague's son out of high school, and he went to college, and they knew he was going to college, but Robin said, we really put on the dog for him, took him around like he was a top pick.
Yep. He's playing for his dad, isn't he?
Yeah.
The Pacific.
So now with 2 outs, it'll be the number 9 hitter, Carlos Sanchez. He had a sacrifice fly in the second inning. Sanchez is from Venezuela. He came up last year a couple of different times, but at the end of the season he really was swinging the bat well. He had 16 hits through his first 12 games. He really made an impression on the White Sox.
And did not win the job out of spring training. Micah Johnson did. And when Johnson struggled to get it going offensively, they sent him down, and it looks like Sanchez is going to be their guy now.
Well, Robin Ventura, as we mentioned, he's looking for anybody that can provide some offense. And they had a pretty good run for a while. They got a game over 500 at 18-17. And then they had a disappointing homestand, went 2-5 on the homestand and lost last night. One and two to the number 9 hitter. Dickey with another strikeout. 4 strikeouts for R.A. Dickey. He retires the number 9 hitter, leaves a base runner in scoring position. Once again, the strikeout playing big early on for Dickey.
presented by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Those sailors are wishing for a little stiffer breeze, I'm sure, but it's a nice evening.
Look like glass out there.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Bottom of the fourth, Colabello, Valencia, and Pilar. John Danks trailing 3-2 now. Chris Colabello will see some of his teammates and former friends from the Minnesota Twins starting on Friday. Blue Jays will be in Minnesota to take on the Twins. Minnesota's playing well right now. They are 2 games back of the Kansas City Royals. Twins have won 3 straight, 7 of their last 10.
And hitting the baseball. Wow, they are scoring a lot of runs.
Paul Molitor, it'd be good to see Molly as he is in his first year as the manager.
Would not have thought that about Minnesota early in the season. Maybe the first 10 days of the season, they couldn't hit anything.
They were 1-6 to start the season. They're hitting .257 as a team. That's tied for 3rd in the American League. They've scored 204 runs. Of course, the Blue Jays top of the list in that department. They've scored 242 runs. But Minnesota's got a legitimate offense.
It's an interesting offense, too. A lot of base hits, not a ton of power, but a lot of good hitters.
Inside, it's 2-2 to the Blue Jays right fielder. John Danks so far, first time through, has handled the middle of the order. Colabello reaches for that outside pitch. A liner into center. Eaton got a good break. He slides and makes a good catch. Colabello's retired, 1 down.
He got some speed in the outfield, and Adam Eaton, he was playing in the right center field. You can see him shading that way, but gets a good break. Plants that foot and sprints to the spot right where the ball's coming down and makes a nice catch for the first out. He's a little fire plug, isn't he? Spark plug in center field.
Yeah, he has a lot of energy and hitting in the leadoff spot. He's a guy that can get things going for you. Came over to Chicago from Arizona. This is Danny Valencia. He flied out to Eaton his first time up. 2-1 to Valencia. Danks had a long inning last inning when the Blue Jays scored their 2 runs to take the lead. It's a high pop. Behind second base, Sanchez takes charge, makes the catch. Well, the Blue Jays are still 5 games under 500, but they're only 3.5 games back. Tampa Bay, New York, both with 22 losses. Blue Jays are 4 games back in the loss column, and everybody's kind of sputtering right now in the East.
Everybody's just bunched up right there, and all it takes is one good week or 10 days or so, and you can turn it on. You can go from worst to first very quickly in this division. Every one of the teams, I think, in the American League East have their problems. It's it's a division that really doesn't have, quote, super teams in it. Teams like Kansas City that have great starting pitching, great bullpen, and great hitting.
John Danks knocks down the comebacker, throws to first. Another quick inning for John Danks. 3 ups, 3 down. We'll move to the 5th, 3-2 Blue Jays. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn.
Boston Pizza, Saturday, June 8th, Blue Jays, Astros 107. Junior Jay's outdoor program is back. Join us pregame outside Gate 10 for inflatables, activities, and lots of fun after the game. Kids 14 and under can run the bases just like the pros. Go to BlueJays.com for more. And kids, I'll even show you how not to catch a pop fly. How's that?
They're not going to be lined up for that kiosk, that's for sure. Remember, come on out for Saturdays. They're a great time for the kids, and hopefully the weather will be just like it is now, and that'll be June 6th, the next Junior Jays Saturday, so check it out. Adam Eaton trying to get things going for Chicago. He's 0 for 2 so far. He struck out and lined out.
I tell you, I've been very impressed with the White Sox approach tonight against Ari Dickey. They're not over swinging. They're really making them work. And pitches that are close, you can see those 3 pitches right there to Adam Eaton. He took all 3 of them, and he's way ahead in the count now. I thought they would come in here, and they were swinging a lot.
Well, they have really hit well against Dickey in the 2 previous starts he's made against them. They came in with a .326 average over those 2 games. And there's another walk. That's a leadoff walk here in the 5th. Second walk issued by Dickey here this evening. But we mentioned over those last 2 starts, he gave up a total of 6 home runs and 12 runs. So they feel like they have a pretty good grasp on how to approach hitting Dickey.
It looks like they're seeing the ball out of his hands quite nicely, and they're having good approaches, making him come into that strike zone. Look at Melky. He was taking that pitch all the way.
You'd think that maybe Tolley and R.A. will pick up on that, then try to sneak a fastball in there. You've got to pick your spots, of course.
Yeah, early in the counts, so you can get ahead of them and then expand.
Ball on a strike to the White Sox left fielder. Inside, it's 2 balls. You saw Tolley looking at Eaton. He hasn't run much this season. He's got 1 stolen base in 3 attempts.
Yeah, and he's not getting a very good lead against Ari. I thought for sure that he'd be out there at least 1 foot on the carpet. And he gets back easy. It's a team that doesn't steal a lot of bases either, the Chicago White Sox. The guys they have in their lineup have a combined 5 stolen bases this season.
Bad combination for Robin Ventura. They don't hit home runs and they don't steal bases. So fly ball into right. Colabello coming in hard. That ball bounces in front of him, and all hands are safe as Eaton moves up. That ball hung up there a long time, and Colabello couldn't get to it. So Cabrera has a bloop single.
Did not get a good read on that one. Big swing by Melky Cabrera, and the ball just didn't come off of his bat. It looked like he took a step back and then froze, you see right there, and then has to come a long way. And it falls in for a base hit. Eaton's going to get out there, and he thinks he's going to catch it. And now he's out there, what do I do? And he sees it drop in, and Tolleson gets it back quickly.
So another ball drops, not that hard hit. Jose Abreu has struck out twice, but he is a dangerous hitter.
He owns a couple of home runs against R.A. Dickey in his career. Got great power to center field.
He's a lot like Nelson Cruz in that regard. He can hit home runs to right center all the way to the left field foul pole.
I'll tell you, I was in the White Sox dressing room today, their clubhouse, and Abreu was in there. He's a big dude, man. He's got big shoulders and big arms.
Brian Tepera loosening up. We're in the 5th inning, and the Blue Jays have a 3-2 lead. John Gibbons hasn't had to use those middle relievers very often lately. There's a strike on a 3-0 pitch.
Well, when you're not in the game, you got to support your teammates, and Garcia's been doing that, hasn't he?
Well, he sure has, and that's a great attribute for a young player. He's just 23 years old. There's a drive to left field, and Abreu has just given the White Sox the lead back. That's his 8th home run, 3rd career home run against Dickey. And after striking him out twice, Dickey gives up the 3-run home run to Abreu. A walk and a bloop base hit, then the home run.
That just sets the stage right there for the big man. Jose Abreu, quick inside, and he's able to get the barrel of that bat on that knuckleball. No, it's a 2-seamer. Tries to sink the ball in, and you can see him just pull those hands in and get the barrel through. 3rd time that he's gone deep against R.A. That is quick.
All 3 of his hits have been home runs.
All right here.
Adam LaRoche is behind 0-2. So the White Sox now lead at 5-3. Abreu hit a home run on Sunday to snap a long home run drought. Garcia out of the lineup with that inflammation in his right knee. There's a fly ball that's going to be out of play. LaRoche has singled and walked in his 2 plate appearances. Off the end of the bat, Reyes coming over from his shortstop position makes the play. He was in that shift. It's the first out of the inning.
You know, we saw this yesterday. Anytime the shortstop, because his momentum is taking him towards the bag, he's got to take the ball, even if you're on the right side of the infield. Reyes calls him off. Makes the play.
R.A. Dickey coming into this game has a 20-14 record here at Rogers Center. But the home run ball has been a problem. He's given up 51 home runs here at Rogers Center in 45 games. This is his 46th game, and that 51st home run off the bat of Abreu.
It was all falling behind Abreu, where he had to come in with that little two-seamer trying to sink the ball, and it just didn't sink. Stayed on the inner half, but he fell behind 3-0, and that is tough to do if you're a knuckleball pitcher.
As they drive into center, Pilar will play it on a hop. Ramirez is aboard. His first hit of the night. Well, the White Sox have hit well against R.E. Dickey. Now this is 3 straight starts.
Another knuckleball. That one just rolls over the plate, and he talked about that the problem that he had early in the year, that the knuckleball was not moving within the strike zone. It was just rolling up to the plate. And that was a great example of it right there.
Maybe the toughest pitcher to make a call on for it, John Gibbons. Runner is going. Tole's throw is a good one, and Reyes can't hang on to it. Reyes rushed to make the tag. Tole made a strong throw. And when he swiped at Ramirez, the ball popped loose.
Well, he had him. I think if he was able to hold on to this, White Sox finally tried to steal against Dickey, and he went with 2 hands and just knocked that ball down. It looked like he was trying to rush the tag.
J.B. Shuck fouls it down the left side.
Infielders normally like to just grab that ball with 1 hand. You're quicker with 1 as opposed to 2. Got 2 hands there, and it just hits him right in the heel.
Oh, 0-2 to J.B. Shuck. Pulls it on the right side. Tollison throws him out. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Alex Colomé is on the mound for Tampa Bay, and they've had problems scoring runs. They have 3 runs tonight. It's a 3-2 lead over Jay Happ. Jake Odorizzi on Monday lost 4-1. Odorizzi's not getting any run support whatsoever. They've scored 2 or fewer runs in 9 of his 10 starts this year when Odorizzi's on the mound.
Tough to win. Tough to win if you don't have any runs to work with. And they got some bad news yesterday, didn't they? Tampa Bay losing James Loney.
He's out with a broken finger. It's a ball and a strike to Gordon Beckham. I mentioned about being a tough call for John Gibbons with R.A. Dickey because he can get it back on 1 pitch, and all of a sudden he can find that knuckleball again, and you just stand there and say, okay, is he going to get it back? Is he going to get it back? And it's a tough call.
You know, I agree, but right now, as that ball is fouled off by Beckham, that's over 100 pitches now in the 5th inning.
Yeah, that's a lot of pitches.
That's a lot of pitches.
But the thing with a conventional pitcher, you can see drop in velocity, location is up. You know, there are traditional things you can go by, but that's not the case with Dickey. Beckham fouls it back. 1-2, 2 outs. White Sox scoring 3 runs on Jose Abreu's 8th home run of the season. John Banks got a little breathing room now. Abreu now has 26 RBI. Beckham is called out on strike 3. R.A. Dickey threw 5 innings, but Jose Abreu gets a fastball and hits his 3rd career home run against Dickey. Chicago leads it 5-3.
That's his bobblehead, and on Sunday, June the 7th, Blue Jays take on the Astros at 1:07, and the first 20,000 fans will receive that Marcus bobblehead. Go to BlueJays.com for tickets, and guys, bobblehead days, always the most popular days of the year here at Rogers Center, and you can bet, even though Stroman is not pitching right now, there will be a large crowd on hand to get one of those.
And Marcus told us he's going to be here for that June 7th date when they give away his bobblehead, so I'm sure he'll be out to accommodate the fans and give him an autograph for 6.
How did they get that bubble to look so real? That is awesome.
Well, the Blue Jays got some work to do for the second time tonight. They are behind. Steve Tollefson, Josh Thole, and Jose Reyes. There's a good start. Tollefson rips it to left. Melky Cabrera over to cut it off. Tollefson's challenging his arm, and he gets there standing up. Boy, Tollefson got that double coming out of the box.
You've heard it in football called pre-snap reads. Well, for a hitter, there's the same thing. As soon as you hit the ball, you got to read where that ball is and understand, well, can I make this? Who's playing left field? You've already thought that through in your mind. Who's playing left field, where the ball's hit, how that guy's going to go over. Does he throw right-handed, left-handed? Is he a good thrower? And that gives you the chance to challenge that arm, and it works out for Tollefson and the Blue Jays.
Josh Thole, he's got a single already. Boy, it's really interesting how these visiting ball clubs are playing shallow on this field. I mean, this is not a double play situation, but they're playing in double play depth.
You're talking about the infield, and you're right, because the ball is so slow to get to. You're Robin Ventura, a former infielder, knows that his players have to play shallow. The ball just doesn't get to you. The outfield is very shallow also, and they are swung around to the left for Josh Thole. So a base hit into the outfield is no guarantee that a run's going to score for the Jays.
Thole with a 2-0 count. He's got to move Tollefson up at least 90 feet here. Now it's 3-0. There's a lot of baseball to be played yet. Reyes, the leadoff man, standing on deck. Bautista anxious for another kick at the can. He's back in the lineup after missing a couple of games.
John Danks is an extreme fly ball type of pitcher. He gives up a lot of fly balls. So you get a couple of guys on and you get the middle of that lineup coming up, fly ball. That could be those 3 runs right back.
Danks has given up 9 home runs, including the first inning home run to Donaldson. Thole pulls it down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Tollefson's around third. He's going to score. And Thole will get into second with a slide. Josh Thole is 2 for 2.
Bottom of the lineup coming through for the Blue Jays. Once again, a leadoff double by Steve Tollefson, and Josh Thole is going to change places with him. He hasn't pulled a lot of balls this year, but he's in a fastball count. He gets a fastball, and he yanks this ball into the corner in right field over Abreu's head, down in the no man's land, down into that corner. RBI double.
Thole is 2 for 2 off of Danks at just his 3rd and 4th at bats against lefty pitching. Reyes tries to bunt and takes it low for a ball. Well, it's interesting. Watch the defense now. They're going to retreat to their positions. Ramirez, the shortstop, is all the way over at third. And it looked like they got crossed up on what defense they wanted to play, because both Beckham and Ramirez were at third base. Beckham didn't charge.
Yeah, I don't know if Jose did that on his own, but I don't want him bunting here. It's almost got to be a perfect bunt, because Josh Thole, the runner at second base, doesn't run that well.
Bunts it in the air, and that's the last thing you wanted, that pop bunt.
Yeah, I'd rather Jose get a base hit and keep the line going. You play for 1 run, you're going to get 1 run. Try and get a base hit. If you don't, no problem. You got Donaldson, Bautista, Encarnacion coming up, but don't give him an out.
Now Reyes pops it up. Easy play for Beckham, and you can see that Reyes very frustrated. He bunted, and I'm not sure if that was on his own or not, but he bunted twice first 2 pitches. Showed bunt at least. So there's one out. Conference on the mound now. Flowers was out to talk to Danks. What do you want to do here? This is a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. Do you want to pitch to Donaldson, or do you want to pitch to Bautista with another runner on base?
Donaldson is 2 for 2 with a homer and a double. Bautista has a 2-run double.
The least thing they can do, they better change the way they're pitching him, because Josh has hit a couple of balls hard.
Well, and that's really interesting too, because it's difficult for pitchers to really change that dramatically in the course of a ball game. I mean, he does certain things. He pitches away, change up, breaking ball in. How much can one pitcher change?
Well, if he throws him a lot of fastballs, throw him a lot of curveballs. That's what I say. Just change up the rhythm and the timing of the batter a little bit. Throw
It's
more
now
curveballs.
Excuse me, Pat. It's a 5-4 ball game with a run in here. Boy, he is on everything he's swinging at tonight, isn't he? That's got to be an unsettling feeling for a pitcher. You make a good pitch and he rips it foul. You make a bad pitch, he hits it out of the ballpark. Okay, now what do I do? But Danks is a competitor. He's going to try to figure something out here. Took a shot up and away and missed. Two balls and 2 strikes. Josh Tolle at second.
Ooh.
John Danks has had some rough starts here at Rogers Center. This is his 7th start. His ERA over 6.5. Opponents have hit nearly 300. He's given up 7 home runs and the opponent's wrist.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to figure out how to get him out with guys in scoring position. 7 home runs in 6 games. That's a lot. I don't know if that's the answer. That up and in fastball right there.
Well, I don't think he wanted to throw it for a strike. He was just hoping that Donaldson might chase. Josh is so locked in right now. I don't think he's going to chase the ball out of the zone.
He might try that curveball here after a couple of high fastballs.
There he takes a walk. So he passes the baton to Bautista. We talked about this potent trio of hitters. Don Cooper, the longtime pitching coach of the White Sox, out to the mound to help Danks with a game plan for Bautista.
Yeah, give him just a little bit of a blow while he was out there and talk about, you know, what's feeling good right now. Does your curveball feel better? Does your changeup feel better? Let's look at some of the raw numbers, what you have done in the past against these guys. Donaldson, has hit him well.
The championship-winning Honda CRF 450R for those who dare to ride red.
Fans getting some new merchandise in the Jay's shop here, and there's all different color combinations and a lot of different merchandise. So when you're here at Rogers Center, jump on in. Jose Bautista had a ground rule 2-run double in the 3rd off of Danks. Straightaway center field. Bautista went around. Don Cooper is talking to the bullpen, and they'll go to work down there in that pen. Came after him with that high heater. Jake Petrichka is up and throwing for the White Sox. Danks has thrown 89 pitches. Bautista shoots it down the right field line. That'll go into the corner. Tony's around third. He's going to score. Donaldson's being waved around third. And they don't make a throw. Sanchez didn't know where to throw it. And Donaldson scores all the way from first. 2 more RBIs for Bautista. A 4 Ribby night.
You know, normally when you have an extra base hit, you've got tandem infielders going out. One to catch the throw, one to catch the overthrow, and that back guy is going to be your eyes and ears. He's going to tell you where to throw the ball. First the pitch, it looks like a cutter from Danks, and the ball's rifled into the corner in right field. With runners on base, some teams elect not to have the double cutoff man. But this ball down into the corner, you can see Sanchez, he goes out there, and there's nobody behind him to tell him where to throw the ball, so he picks the ball up and he just holds it, and that allows Donaldson to score all the way from first base. He just had no idea where to throw the ball. Someone's got to tell him.
R.A. Dickey now with a 6-5 lead. Edwin Encarnacion pulls it foul. Edwin is 0 for 2.
Here is what I am talking about. As this ball goes down into the corner, they send one infielder out there. He catches the ball and just has no idea where to throw it.
Yeah, if he turns and fires to home, they got a real good shot at Donaldson.
An excellent chance of getting Donaldson. A good gamble by Louis Rivera, the third base coach. If he comes up firing, but there was nobody there to tell him where to throw the ball.
And the White Sox have not played well defensively in these first 2 games.
He was concentrating on getting out there and catching the ball, keeping his eyes on the ball.
Snap throw to second, and it hits Bautista in the foot just as he was sliding back. Jose with 4 RBIs tonight. It's the second time this season he's driven in 4.
Set play. Right there between Sanchez and Flowers, and the ball just doesn't get there. It hits Jose in the foot.
We have talked about these 3 hitters all night long, and they haven't disappointed. Encarnacion just 0 for 2. But he's the leader of the pack with 12 home runs and 32 ribbies. Bautista with a 4 RBI night, up to 29 now. We looked into some of the more potent trios of sluggers around baseball. The Blue Jays have 30 home runs, the 3 big sluggers combined. That matches Seattle and the Reds.
That's more than how many teams?
It's more than 4 teams.
Just those 3 guys.
As far as RBIs, the top trio driving in runs, the Nationals. Harper, Zimmerman, and Ramos. They have driven in 94. Encarnacion called out on strike 3. He didn't agree with the call. That's the 3rd strikeout for Edwin tonight. This time caught looking.
He's jumping out there a little bit too quickly as Danks throws him that curveball. And it caught the upper parts of the strike zone. Edwin thought it was high. 2 down.
Chris Colabella with a runner in scoring position. You see Edwin saying, no, they might have got me on that one. It looked like it was up. First time tonight Colabella has hit with a runner on base.
This is where he really closes off the left side of the field and thinks about the middle of the field. That's why he's been such a good RBI guy for the Blue Jays.
.571 average with runners in scoring position. He's 8 for 14. Seesaw battle so far. The Blue Jays have a 6-5 lead. White Sox with 3 in the top half. Blue Jays 3 so far in the bottom. Off-speed pitch. Colabella was out in front. He's behind 0-2.
More change-ups, more curveballs this inning, since he's gotten guys on base.
Blue Jays scored 4 runs in the first inning in last night's game. It's the 18th time they've had 4 or more runs in an inning. Colabello can make it 19. He strikes out. Banks strikes out Chu to end the inning. But the Blue Jays, with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, have taken a 6-5 lead, and we head to the 6th. And here comes the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew. Brought to you by Natura, Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products.
TBN Radio, and for daily coverage, headlines and analysis and schedule, visit sportsnet.ca/Blue Jays or join the conversation at sportsnet.ca. And today's Shai Davidi and company write about Deoner Navarro, who began his rehab assignment tonight in Buffalo. He caught 7 innings tonight. He had a double in his first at bat, and guys, it looks like he could be rejoining the Blue Jays within the next week, and that's a bat that they would love to have back in this lineup.
Well, it really kind of shakes things up a little bit as far as the roster, but that will be determined once he has joined the club. How about Ryan Tepera? He's in to pitch. Ryan Goins is in to play second in place of Steve Tollefson as we move to the 6th. Tepera's first outing since the 22nd of May, last Friday. Actually pitched an inning on Friday night against Seattle and threw just 15 pitches in a clean inning.
Very, very clean inning. What he does when he comes in out of the bullpen, he throws strikes. Fastball, slider, curveball. He cuts the ball. A little bit of a change up.
Catcher Tyler Flowers has singled and grounded out. Lines it into center, and Pilar has it bounce off of him. Colabello over to play it back in. They got a shot, but the throw is high and wide. Now, Pilar came in, tried to smother that ball. It bounced off him, went over to the right fielder, Colabello, and Flowers ends up at second with his 5th double of the season.
Not a bad time to gamble right here. Flowers is not the fastest guy, so you try and shoestring catch or you knock it down. But he hustles his way into extra bases. Back and forth we go. That short hop by Pilar rolled right up his arm. Carlos Sanchez
second baseman. Blue Jays are anticipating a bunt here. I don't know if the White Sox can bunt, given the way it's been a struggle for them to score runs. Tough to give an out away. Got a left-handed batter.
Yeah, take a shot at maybe pulling the ball and getting a base hit. Again, you're on the road also. Why would you play for the tie if you're on the road? It doesn't make any sense.
And now Tepera hits Sanchez, so the first two will reach. Looks like it might be one of those nights, just back and forth all night.
Yep. That's exactly what it looks like. John Gibbons out to the mound right here as this one hits Sanchez right in the backside.
Well, Ryan Tepera, who has been very good, gives up a double and hits a batter, and that's going to be it for him. Adam Eaton is the scheduled batter, then Melky Cabrera a switch hitter, so Aaron Loup comes out. Bullpen is fresh. They haven't worked an awful lot lately. 6-5 Blue Jays. Nobody out. Adam Eaton will face Loup when we come back. Into the ball game in relief of Ryan Tepera, and as we mentioned, the starters have been so good. This is the first time in 8 games the starter hasn't pitched into the 7th. The bullpen's been well rested.
Yeah, the first time since the 24th, a couple of days ago, that Aaron Loup has been into a game. This is his specialty, trying to work his magic with a couple of runners on and nobody out.
Adam Eaton cuts on the first pitch and swings right through it. Loup has inherited just 4 base runners all season. John Gibbons oftentimes tries to give him a clean slate. 2 of those 4 inherited base runners have come in to score. Eaton now showing bunt.
Managers will do that from time to time. They'll let them swing away on the first one with the infield in and then give them the bunt. It's a bunting situation for me. Tough left-hander on the mound and Loup. Now you have 2 runners on base. The tying and go-ahead run. You might want to try and get him in the scoring position.
He squares again and takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 1-2. Well, it makes all the sense in the world. You got a switch hitter in Cabrera next, and then Abreu, another right-handed bat. Off the plate outside. Loop hasn't really gotten into a real consistent groove yet. They're hitting .262 overall against him, and left-handers are hitting much better than that, .286. Slap to third. Donaldson goes to second. Goins. He gets upended. Donaldson looked like he didn't anticipate Goins being there, but it looked like Goins was there. And maybe Donaldson thought Reyes was going to be there, but he double pumped, and that cost him a double play.
Well, he was still in. You can see with 2 outs, and the ball's hit right at him. And he was thinking about throwing it, but double clutched, and that's all Adam needed to beat it out.
And Goins was there. There was no question about it. There was something that made Donaldson hesitate. He pumped and then double pumped, and by that time they couldn't turn 2. Melky Cabrera, switch hitter.
Getting this ball right at him, and he's playing close. He went to throw and then had to go back, and it's just not enough time.
But you see, he looked at second as if to say, what happened there? But to me, Goins looked like he was on time, because on contact, Goins broke right to the bag. Goins entering this game, this inning, defensively. Two and 0 to Melky Cabrera. Bouncing ball. Reyes hits short. Second for 1. The return, not in time. Bang, bang at first. Goins again gets upended by Eaton. Jordan Baker, the first base umpires, had some bang, bang plays. For the time being, a run comes in, and it's a 6-6 game.
You know, with this slow turf, that ball, it just takes so long to get that ball to the shortstop or the middle infielder. Melky Cabrera's going to leg this out so he can get an RBI. How about the slide by Adam Eaton at second base?
Well, you don't see that anymore, but it was very effective, and they're going to challenge the call on the field. Adam Eaton slid into the bag and then came up on contact and hit Goins about waist high. And now Donaldson, Reyes, and Goins are all having a conference. Eaton, to me, that was a good slide. No problem with that. Watch how he bounces up.
To the bag and up, and he's got to throw up and over Eaton. I mean, that's how they used to do it back in the days.
That's a Hal McRae slide,
yeah,
that's for sure.
You go in there hard and you raise up just a little bit. You force that second baseman to throw it over you. A couple of plays by Goins at second base where they've been taken out.
Jerry Meals waves Cabrera safe. The ruling on the field stands. So Cabrera picks up an RBI. Flowers comes in to score. Here's the call again at first, a replay, and that foot on the bag. Cabrera could have made it a lot easier had he gone to the front part of that bag. Jose Abreu homered his last time up, a 3-run shot off R.A. Dickey. Six. So Luke allows an inherited runner to score. R.A. Dickey will be saddled with a no decision.
Both of these teams' defense tonight has been giving away a lot of runs.
Yes, they haven't played up to snuff, that's for sure. Both teams defensively.
It's cost their ball club not turning the double play or not throwing correctly. to the right base, overthrowing, cut off man.
I don't know what happened with that Donaldson play, but he double clutched as if he was surprised by who was at second or who was covering something. 2-2, 2 outs. Reyes strikes out. But the White Sox, they score a run in the top of the 6th. It's a 6-6 ball game.
Today, share a video or photo showing your Blue Jays spirit using hashtag TD Tuesday and tag at Blue Jays for a chance to win one of 5 trips to Toronto. Meanwhile, over in the Jays Care Community Clubhouse are some very special folks from Sick Kids Hospital. Great to see them here tonight at Rogers Center. Buck?
But it sure is. Welcome to the ballpark, and we hope you're having a good night. You couldn't ask for a better night. You got a lot of action, 12 runs on 16 hits so far. And it's going to be a battle of the bullpens from here on out.
Jake Petrichka comes out of the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox. There are his numbers in 14 games this year. 0-1, 355 earned run average. This guy's got a good arm. He has been unscored upon in his last 6 appearances. 12 innings this year. Lots of strikeouts. Fastball, good fastball, hard slider. Gets lots of ground ball outs when he's on.
Danny Valencia. Blue Jays will keep Valencia in there. Goins has already come into the ball game off the bench for Steve Tollison. Valencia fights it off. John Danks upset. The White Sox haven't given him much support defensively behind him, and he has been lifted from this ball game charged with 6 runs on 7 hits. Valencia strikes out. Petrichka gets the first man he faces.
Good fastball. I told you he's got a hard slider that can be really rough on right-handers. Watch, he gets on the side of that one. And Valencia reads fastball, and it's a slider for the strikeout.
So Valencia strikes out to start the inning. This is Kevin Pillar. He takes strike 1.
You know, that example right there, that slider, that's exactly what a slider is supposed to do, isn't it? 2 strikes. Hitter sees fastball, and at the last minute it dives down.
Oh, nice play by Sanchez. Takes a hit away from Pillar. 2 down. Let's check in with Barry Davis.
Well, Buck, with that ground out, Kevin Pillar is now 8 for his last 67. And I talked today to Brooke Jacoby, and he says, you know, at this point, it's not a matter of trying to change mechanics or do anything physically. He says, Right now, it's important for Kevin Pillar from a mental standpoint to not be thinking too much. Forget about what your average is. Just go up there, make solid contact. The hits are going to come. He says it's very common for young players when a slump starts to first happen, because remember looking back at the road trip in Cleveland, he had some hard hit balls that didn't fall. Guys start to get a little bit down on themselves and start thinking, I need to correct things. In Kevin Pillar's situation, back then, he shouldn't have started to correct things. He should have just kept doing what he was doing, and now he finds himself really confused and taking advice from a lot of people on what to do when he should just keep doing what he was.
Well, he sits right next to Brooke Jacoby, and Jacoby will tell him, I'm sure at some point, maybe not right now, but say, hey, that was a good at bat. You hit it hard, you hit it to the opposite field, you stayed on the breaking ball, and the guy made a nice play on you. You do that more consistently, those hits are going to come back.
They're going to start falling, and now is not the time to be talking about your swing. Not during the game. That is before the game. When you're working down in the cage, or when you're out on that field, or when you're doing some one-on-one work, you can talk about the fundamentals of the swing. Now you're talking theory during the game.
Yeah, just what do I look for? What do I hone in on?
This is what the pitcher likes to do to try and get right-handed batters out. That kind of stuff, the theory.
And Goins batting for the first time, and as he's at the plate, Roberto Osuna starts to crank it up. Everybody down in that bullpen has had ample rest lately. Petrichka strikes out Goins. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Jake Petrichka. We'll go to the 7th. It's a 6-6 game. Bryce Harper, as he has hit his 17th home run. Harper also has 42 RBIs.
Everybody but the Blue Jay pitching staff.
He has been ridiculous.
He has been fantastic. So is this guy right here, Roberto Osuna. This is his 20th ball game of the season. He has put up great numbers in his rookie season. 0.79 earned run average. Righties haven't figured him out, and neither have lefties. They're hitting 143 against him. Just 6 walks in his 19 appearances this year.
So it'll be LaRoche, Ramirez, and Schuck here to face Osuna. This is their first look at Roberto Osuna. First fastball is upstairs. LaRoche has got 1 for 2. He walked in the 3rd inning. One thing about Osuna, he doesn't throw too many back-to-back balls. He makes a bad pitch, he adjusts, and makes the next one a good one.
For a young kid, that's impressive. For a guy who was an A-ball as recently as last season.
Well, that's a wicked changeup. He's got tremendous feel for his pitches, and he's got confidence. Well, you see him around the clubhouse. He's got his head up all the time, look you in the eye. How you doing today? Good to see you. I mean, he just turned 20 in February.
I bet you that's growing up around the game, which he did.
Now, his father pitched professionally for over 20 years in the Mexican League, and his uncle Antonio Osuna pitched in the big leagues for 11 seasons, so he's been around it a long time. You can bet the next time the WBC rolls around, he'll be front and center pitching for Mexico. Bouncing ball up the middle. Reyes gets over in front of it and kicks off of his glove. He got into a pretty good position.
He didn't have to rush that one. It looked like he rushed it. Because Adam LaRoche is running, he's got plenty of time, and he just clanks it for the error. His first of the year.
His first error. This is his 18th start. Now, he was upset at himself. A little bit different look as he was playing LaRoche to pull, and then went back to his right, but he got in good position, just kicked it. So leadoff man is aboard. This is Alexei Ramirez. .96 down and away. Blue Jays have committed 2 errors tonight. Kevin Pillar throwing error and that fielding error by Reyes. .66 ball game. The White Sox have out hit the Blue Jays 9-7. Another good pitch. A 1-2 to Ramirez. Both clubs have hit a home run. Josh Donaldson hit a first inning home run. Jose Abreu of the White Sox hit a 3-run home run in the 5th.
Osuna knows this guy's not going to get cheated. He's going to go up there swinging. And he's only walked 4 times this year. So now you're ahead 0-2. You don't have to be perfect here. Just get it close. He'll swing.
Right off that fastball. Boy, they got him set up for that changeup. He hasn't seen the changeup yet. Last fastball was 97. That slider well off the plate. Well, Osuna's fastball command is very good, and that's his #1 pitch. Changeup is his second best pitch. There's no question about that. Trying to go inside, missed all the way across the plate.
Again, 97. I'm with you on the changeup. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to show it to him and get it close.
He has a swing and a miss changeup.
Yes, he does. Preferably low. Get it down and off the plate.
After one changeup to LaRoche, he got a swing and a miss. Called for a slider as soon as shook to the fastball away. Two and two. pitch down and away.
Look where all those pitches are.
Everything is a quality pitch.
Yep. Yep. It's down. Some of them are off the plate for a reason, but they're down.
7-pitch at bat. There's the changeup. Out in front. Fly ball to left. Valencia comes in, and Ramirez is retired.
The championship-winning Honda CRF 450R for those who dare to ride red.
Gorgeous night as Ferry's making his way back over toward the main net. One out. Adam LaRoche at first. He reached on the air by Jose Reyes. J.B. Shuck 2 for 3. Shuck singled and scored in the second. He doubled to lead off the fourth, but was stranded at second. And they grounded out. The Blue Jays haven't won a season series against the White Sox. They haven't won a series against the White Sox since June 2012. They took 2 of 3 against the Sox in Chicago.
The Sox have played really well here in this ballpark over the last couple of years. They have done their thing. They haven't lost a series here in Toronto since 2011.
3-0 count. And Osuna missing to Shuck. Pours one right down the middle. Ground ball. Goins at second. He goes to Reyes for 1. No throw. Shuck hustled down the line. Again, let's check in with Barry Davis.
Well, guys, I spoke with Roberto Osuna before the game and asked him about how much he's enjoying this role, getting into these tight situations. He says he absolutely loves it and thinks he is mentally made up that he can handle these situations easily enough. I said, but your long-term goal is still to be a starter, right? He took a long pause and he said, yeah, or maybe a closer. So the book is still out where exactly he would like to be long-term, but he will handle either one of those quite nicely, I would believe.
Yeah, I think you're right, Barry. I think the closer role seems to be the next progression as you wait for that breaking ball to improve. You'd like to see 3 pitches from
as
a pitcher to start.
And no question, he can handle any role in the bullpen. J.B. Shuck over at first base made a move like he was going to try and steal. And Osuna, what is this? Not even 2 months in the big leagues. Held the ball just a little bit longer right there to make life a little bit tougher on Shuck over there at first base.
Yeah, he's got a feel for the game. There's no question about that. 0-1. And there he goes. And you're right, Shuck looks antsy, like he wants to run. Shuck is 1 for 1. As we mentioned, the White Sox don't have a lot of speed. Robert Ventura's got to be thinking, man, we score 6 runs and we're tied. What's up with that? Yeah, good job by Osuna, boy. He had Shuck out there leaning towards second and just held the ball before he went to first. He's mixing up his release time very quickly.
And that's a feel for the game, like you say. You just had a feel that he might be trying to steal here, so let's try and control the running game just a little bit. I don't want a guy in scoring position.
There's a fly ball to left. Valencia over near the foul line in fair territory, and Osuna gets out of it. Roberto Osuna. A good inning in the seventh. Tolly, Reyes, and Donaldson will bat against Petrichka when we come back.
Come down to the ballpark. The game is actually a 12:37 start. Originally, this one was a 7 p.m. start, but the White Sox have to head to Baltimore for a doubleheader on Thursday, so they moved the game earlier. So we have some afternoon matinee baseball here at the ballpark tomorrow. Buck.
Should be a fun event tomorrow afternoon. And make note of that game time start. Tomorrow's starter for the White Sox will be Jeff Samardzija, making his 10th start of the season. Josh Thole. Josh had a good night at the plate. He is 2 for 2. He has an RBI and he scored 2 runs. Two hopper to short. Ramirez. The boy, he lollipopped it over there and gave Abreu a short hop.
He knew he had time because the ball got to him very quickly, and he just took his time and threw the ball in the dirt, and Abreu saved him. Saved him an error. His ball 1, 2 hops right to him. And dug out nicely by Abreu.
So Tolley's retired for the first time tonight. Now Reyes will bat left-handed for the first time. Reyes went 0 for 3 against Danks. That's a fair ball. Just inside the bag. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Scott Feldman with a good start for Houston. He went 6 innings, allowed 1 run on 4 hits. Chris Tillman went 7 innings, and he's out of the ball game. Brian Mattis appealing his 8-game suspension. You saw Liam Hendricks loosening up. Mattis receiving an 8-game suspension for a foreign substance on his arm while he was pitching. Josh Donaldson's had a perfect night. He homered on the first pitch he saw against Danks in the first. Doubled and scored in the third, walked and scored in the 5th.
That's 6 runs in 2 nights against the Chicago White Sox for Josh Donaldson. Every time he gets on, comes around to score.
This is bounced foul. Donaldson came into the game tonight tied with Brian Dozier of the Twins for the American League lead in runs scored. They both had 35. Donaldson with those 3 now up to 38. They are playing in Minnesota later on tonight against the Red Sox. Bouncing ball toward the middle, and that'll sneak through. Another hit for Donaldson. A 2-out single. Now it's time for the drive of the game. It's presented by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Blue Jays welcome back Jose Bautista after he got a cortisone shot and was out for a couple of days, and he comes right in and starts swinging. 2-run double. His second time up, that was in the third inning, and then with a couple of runners on in the fifth inning, he shoots this ball down the right field line. 2 more RBIs for Bautista. The drives of the game, you put those 2 doubles together, it's a home run. But a great night for Bautista.
4 RBI night. Second 4 ribby night of the season for Jose. He's a game changer. After that first pitch. If you're not aware, Bautista took a cortisone shot 2 days ago. It took 2 days to settle down. It was the first time he'd ever received a cortisone injection, so he wasn't sure how his body would respond to it. And obviously, he feels good enough to be the DH again tonight.
Yeah, he says that the shoulder feels pretty good right now after that cortisone shot, but it's still not well enough to go out in the outfield and make throws, hard throws. Hey, just having his bat in the lineup makes the Blue Jays dangerous.
You can read the body language and tell what Bautista thought of strike 2. 0-2. Bautista's career high in RBIs is 5. He's done it 7 times. Last time he did it was against the White Sox. This is Trump. Get down. Fair ball. Donaldson's headed for third. Now he's being waved home. The ball got away from Shuck, and they bobble it again. The throw to third. Boy, Chicago's having a rough night defensively. Donaldson scores all the way from first. That's the 4th run he's scored tonight.
Yeah, every time he gets on, he comes around to score thanks to Jose Bautista with another extra base hit just down the line in right field. And J.B. Shuck, you talk about little things that are hurting your club defensively. This ball is going to be an extra base hit. Bloop down the right field line, but he gets too close to the wall. And when he gets too close to the wall, the ball bounces away from him. Then the relay throw to the cutoff man is dropped by Sanchez. Watch how close he gets to the wall, and the ball bounces by him. And then a low throw that allows Donaldson to score, and the Blue Jays take the lead.
Bautista. We haven't been given, now we've been given the fact it's a double and an RBI, so he has tied his career high in RBIs. This is a high fly ball to right. Shuck gets there, the inning is over, but the Blue Jays have taken the lead. Jose Bautista ties his career high of 5 RBI night. Bautista back in the lineup, and what an impact. 3 doubles and 5 ribbies, and the Blue Jays have the lead. Liam Hendricks. He will be the fourth Blue Jay reliever to work tonight.
Fourth reliever. It's Paraloop, Osuna, and now Hendricks here in the 8th inning. Liam's pitched in 16 games this year, and he's done a heck of a job. 22 strikeouts and just 4 base on balls this year. His fastball's a lot better. His slider's a lot better. He'll cut the fastball now and throw a little bit of a split change in there every now and then.
This is the catcher, Tyler Flowers. He's 2 for 3 so far in this game. The hits are even at 9 apiece. Blue Jays have a 7-6 lead. It has been back and forth all night long. The two starters have long since departed. Both John Danks and R.A. Dickey going 5 innings. Isn't it interesting how Hendricks has really blossomed as a reliever now? He was a starter, came up with Minnesota. Blue Jays had him and used him in the spot starting situation last year. But he's a different cat as a short reliever.
He said he found it in the Dominican Republic this offseason when he went and pitched winter ball down there. He found that. His fastball. Letting it fly right now.
The championship-winning Honda CRF 450R for those who dare to ride red.
CN Tower right next door to Rogers Center, and Hendricks throws another strike. Carlos Sanchez, he got hit by a pitch in the 6th. Struck out in the 4th, had a sac fly in the 2nd. There's a base hit. This could be extra base. It is down into left field corner, and Sanchez is headed for second. He'll stop there as Valencia hustled the ball back in. That's the second double for Sanchez. And just like that, the tying runs in scoring position.
Well, that was a nice piece of hitting right there. He just used his hands and just flared that ball to left field for extra bases. Good piece of hitting right there.
So now back to the top of the order. It's the leadoff man, Adam Eaton. Hendricks pitched in the Central with Minnesota, so he has faced the White Sox in the past. They've hit him well. He has a career .309 opponent's batting average against the White Sox. Most of those numbers were compiled as a starter. He made 5 starts against them.
And this is a different guy right now. He's a different type of pitcher. He's a power pitcher. Power fastball, 4-seamer. He'll 2-seam that fastball when he needs to. He'll mix in a Canadian first pitch curveball. They picked up that split change this spring from Delabar. It's been good to him.
95 with the heater. There's a base hit to right. Colabello plays it on a hop. Here comes the throw to the plate, and Sanchez is safe. He swiped his hand across home plate, and once again we're tied. Carlos Sanchez with a good slide as Eaton collects the first hit of the night. He drives in just his 5th run of the season, but it's a big run as it's tied now at 7.
Back and forth they go. This looked like an off-speed pitch, and he stayed out there. Good read by Sanchez on that base hit. He broke immediately, and that allowed him to get around Josh Tolley tag with this little fancy slide, just clipping the plate with his fingertips. They're going to come through that back door. just gets the plate.
Melky Cabrera.
Good piece of hitting, good piece of base running.
Yeah, Sanchez slashed that double down in the left field corner. He has driven in a run and now scored a run. Ball on the strike. Cabrera hits it to shortstop. Reyes knocks it down. They won't have a play. Jose knew he had to keep that ball on the infield. He does just that. Good effort by Reyes as Melky Cabrera has his second hit of the night.
Yeah, and now they got a pitch to Abreu. You can see Reyes is playing behind the runner, and I don't think he picked that ball up initially because he didn't break right away. I think the runner got in his way. But he does the next best thing, just knocks the ball down, keeps it on the infield, and keeps Eaton from scoring.
Jose Abreu has struck out 3 times, but he's also hit a 3-run home run. 7-7. Abreu coming into this game a .355 hitter against the Blue Jays. Tonight he hit his 3rd career home run. All coming against R.A. Dickey. Blue Jays bullpen has been rested, but they have been tested tonight. Delabar warming up. Hendricks is the 4th reliever to pitch.
Yeah, well rested, and they're using a lot of him tonight.
Quick turnaround tomorrow. It's a 12:30 game. So if you're headed to Rogers Center, make sure you make note of that. It was originally scheduled as a night game. But the White Sox have a makeup doubleheader on Thursday in Baltimore, so they have accommodated Chicago. Bouncing ball. Goins shovels quickly to Reyes, back to first. In time. Boy, good stretch by Encarnacion. Robin Ventura is already out of the dugout, and why not? Yeah. You got to ask for the appeal. The go-ahead run would score if they challenge this call and it's overturned. And they're going to have a look at it. Yep. They want to have a look at it. The umpires are going to have a conference. We want to look at it, and they're going to ask the umpires to review the call.
Goin flips it to Reyes. Now that throw is going to take it's going to take Encarnacion to the outfield side of the bag. Now, does he beat the throw?
Well, he appears to beat the throw.
Yeah. He's on the bag right there.
So Ventura has challenged his play. His foot's on the bag before the ball is in the glove.
Good play by Encarnacion, but because that throw took him to the outfield side, Buck, he couldn't stretch to the ball. He had to stretch to the foul line. So it took the ball just a little bit longer to get there, and Abreu beats it out.
Yeah, and it is on the field. It's called a double play. A 4-6-3 double play. The inning would be over. But it looks as though this may be overturned. Melky Cabrera running off the field and indicating the safe sign. If that's the case, if it is overturned, and it is. So the White Sox have taken the lead. Abreu picks up the RBI. That's his 4th of the night. And it's 8-7 Chicago.
Fielder's choice, a double play ball. That is not turned by the Blue Jays.
That has been the theme of defense for both teams tonight. Plays that haven't been made. Adam LaRoche goes after the first pitch. For the White Sox, they've scored 8 runs, and that must seem like a week's worth of work the way they have been challenged to score runs.
13 or so in their last 7 games, something like that. Just barely 2 runs a game.
And there's another hit. LaRoche hits it into right. Abreu is headed for third. The throw is high. And boy, they're lucky that LaRoche didn't hustle into second. Ball was not cuttable. So Abreu, who runs pretty well for a big man, goes first to third.
They're lucky that Liam Hendricks went over there to back that play up. You got Abreu at first base and a base hit into right field, and he's going to try and challenge the arm. Donaldson comes off the bag. Watch him. They're in that shift now. He's going to come off the bag to try and get the throw. And there's Liam Hendricks standing there at third base with the catch.
Yeah, Donaldson was going to cut the ball off and make a play on LaRoche, but it was over his head.
Blue Jays are fortunate that Hendricks did the right thing and got over there to back the play up.
Shortstop Alexei Ramirez. We had a sense this was going to be back and forth all night long. The Blue Jays scored 1 in the first on the Donaldson home run, and it's been back and forth ever since. There's a base hit. Abreu's going to come in to score. Ramirez singles to right. LaRoche stops at second. It's 9-7 Chicago. Ramirez with his 20th RBI.
Back and forth and back and forth, and 14 hits now, 9 runs, and that's going to bring John Gibbons out.
So Hendricks gets 2 outs in the 8th. 2 runs in so far. Runners on base, his responsibility, and he'll look for some help from Steve Delabar. Three runs in and 2 more runners on base are his responsibility. Steve Delabar comes out of the bullpen. They'll try to end this 8th inning.
First time that the White Sox have seen Steve Delabar in this series. He last worked on the 22nd. That was against Seattle, his former team, where he threw an inning. There are his numbers this year, just 6 1/3 inning, because he was recalled beginning of this month. He was recalled from AAA.
Lattimore making his 8th appearance. J.B. Shucks had a good night. He's been on base 3 times, has a couple of hits, and reached on the fielder's choice. 2-0 to Shuck. We mentioned the White Sox and their problems scoring runs. They've scored 15 runs in their last 8 games coming into this game tonight. They've scored 9 runs tonight. You knew it was a matter of time before they started swinging the bats a little better. They got some good hitters in this lineup. Melky Cabrera is one of them.
They just have too many good hitters, especially the middle of the lineup. Cabrera, Abreu, LaRoche, Ramirez. It's just been a cold start to their season offensively.
Chuck fouls it into the seats. Left-hander Zach Duke is warming up. One of 2 left-handers they have in their pen. Jake Petrichka gave up a run in the 7th. The Blue Jays had a momentary 1-run lead at 7-6, but that's evaporated here in the 8th. Ground ball. Goins to his right. He'll go to first. The inning is over. Delabar closes out the 8th. The White Sox have a 9-7 lead. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zorn.
Summer Safety Day. Wednesday, June 10th, the Blue Jays host the Marlins at 12:37. The first 25,000 fans will receive a Blue Jays team baseball card set. Go to BlueJays.com for more details. And guys, I got to take the blame on this whole thing. I think my error early in the game started this whole mess for both teams tonight, and unfortunately for the Blue Jays, it's kind of carried over.
Barry, you've got this field so messed up, nobody can play on it. Zach Duke comes in for his 19th appearance as both managers trying to figure out who can put up a 0 here late in this game.
Maybe it's the veteran Zach Duke. There are his numbers in 18 games. He's not a power pitcher, but he's got excellent command with his fastball. He's got late movement, sweeping curveball, decent changeup. And they bring in the left-hander to face 3 right-handers.
Chris Colabella is 0 for 3 so far. Blue Jays are down by 2 as they bat in the 8th.
Well, they're figuring out how they can get the ball to David Robertson, their closer. That was a problem that they had last season with this team, finishing off games. Their bullpen, they signed Robertson. Now they're going to try and get there.
Last year, the White Sox lost 9 games when leading after 7, and 7 games when leading after 8. So there's nothing more frustrating for a manager than to see those late leads evaporate. So they went out and signed David Robertson, the closer of the Yankees, signed him to a free agent contract.
Now they just have to figure out how to get to him tonight. Zach Duke comes out of this game.
Last year they were 36 of 57 in save opportunities. So far this year, David Robertson is 9 of 10. 1-2 to Colabello. Line drive left field. That's going to drop. Melky Cabrera plays it off the wall. Colabello is headed for second. He'll get there standing up. Leadoff double here in the 8th. We're not done yet, folks.
Yeah, no idea why a left-hander who doesn't throw that hard is going to even try and come in with 2 strikes to a guy like Colabello. Petrichka struck him out with a slider away. He comes in, tries to throw that ball by him, but he pulls his hands in, pulls it down the line for extra bases, and a good start here in the 8th.
Petrichka, when 2 innings, gave up a run on 2 hits, had a couple of strikeouts. He threw 23 pitches and 20 strikes. He was pounding the zone.
I think what Robin Ventura is thinking about right here is, Zach Duke, you're a veteran, you've been around. Mix up your pitches here. You've got the bottom of the lineup here. He wants to just get down to the bottom of the lineup. He doesn't want him facing Donaldson and Bautista here in the 8th inning.
It's really interesting, though. The 2 hitters he brings him into face to start the inning both wear out left-handed pitching.
Crush lefties. Yeah, there must be something going on there. They can't use Putnam.
Valencia chases that breaking ball down and in. Danny Valencia 0 for 3 so far, but he came into this game batting .455 against lefty pitching. He was 15 for 33. He went 0 for 2 against the left-hander John Danks. Struck out against Petrichka in the 6th. Kevin Pillar waits on deck. Ground ball pulled to third. Beckham looks the runner back. Valencia is thrown out at first, 1 down. This year, with the addition of David Robertson in their bullpen, everybody is pushed down a notch, and they have not lost a game when they have been ahead after 6. After 6, they're 9-0. After 7, they're 12-0, and after 8, they're 16-0.
Yeah, they had all kind of problems last year. The signing of one guy like that, who's going to handle the 9th inning, everybody gets pushed down.
And there is David Robertson. You'll remember him from his Yankee days with those high socks. Kevin Pillar, he needs a hit. He's 0 for 3 tonight, as Barry Davis mentioned earlier. 8 for his last 67, and boy, big hit right here would boost the Blue Jays and Pillar.
Well, he got a start last time up. He hit the ball hard, lined out on 1 hop to the second baseman. Stayed on a ball that was down and away. It looked like it was heading up the middle.
Russell Martin has come out on deck. He will bat for Goins. Martin didn't start tonight with R.A. Dickey on the mound. Justin Smoke stirring around in the dugout as well. Martin on deck. 2-1 to Pillar. Now 3-1. Got to get his strike here.
Making a good pitch, and you can look for a certain pitch in a certain location here. 3-1, and if it's not there, if it's not to your liking, just take it.
Breaking ball. Now it's 3-2.
Well, if he throws it 3-1,
yeah, he's going to come right back with that.
Throw it 3-2, doesn't he?
Colabello with a leadoff double. He's still at second base. Pulled foul. He came right back with that breaking ball. Right back up the middle. Sanchez throws to first. Pilar's retired. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Jake McGee, who'd been out all season long, is charged with 4 runs, 3 earned runs on 3 hits. He didn't retire a batter. Hasn't gotten an out yet.
Left-handed power pitcher Kyle Seager gets him.
Grand slam home run for Seager.
Little delay tactic right here. As soon as Russell Martin was announced into the ball game.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised the umpires are letting him stand out there this long.
Hopefully an umpire's got to go out there.
This is a David Robertson stall tactic if I've ever seen one. Now finally Paul Emmel's going out to the mound. Russell Martin's been announced into the game as the pinch hitter. And David Robertson is ready now. So if Ventura wants him, and here he comes, it's exactly what was going on. So Pilar makes the second out of the inning. They take a little extra time to give Robertson plenty of time to get ready. And Ventura will come out and make a pitching change. Russell Martin, the batter, he'll be facing David Robertson. Blue Jays down by 2.
Sign up at nextissue.ca/baseball and get an extended 60-day free trial. Guys, I don't think anyone would want to write a story about today's game. This is one you want to just kind of roll up in a paper bag and throw out.
It's been a little bit iffy for both sides tonight. It is 9-7. There have been 24 hits and 3 errors in the game. And the closer, David Robertson, is in to try to get a 4-out save.
Outstanding numbers again for David Robertson. Look at all those. 9 for 10 in saves, ERA under 1, just 2 walks in 18 games this year. A little bit different than what we saw when he was with the Yankees. He said he's throwing a few more cutters this year and less curveballs. And he's got a good one. He's got that natural movement on the fastball. He had a good curveball. So Robin Ventura is going to ask for a 4-out save tonight from his closer.
Russell Martin will bat against his former teammate. They were teammates in New York. He is 0 for 1 against David Robertson. So Martin is pinch hitting for the second baseman, Ryan Goins. Goins went 0 for 1 in his only at bat. There's that cutter, first pitch, well outside.
It's hard. 92 miles an hour with that cutter with movement. Reminiscent of another Yankee reliever from years ago, Mariano Rivera.
Russell is 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter with an RBI. Yeah, it's hard not to pick up some of that cut fastball when you sit next to Mariano for so many years.
It's tough on righties because he's on the third base side of the pitching rubber, creating a very tough angle against right-handed batters.
Colabello at third.
When you stand over on that third base side of the rubber, it's almost a crossfire action type of pitch with great movement. It's like he's coming right at you. It's a tough angle to hit off of.
Ground ball towards second. Sanchez throws out Martin, and Robertson gets the final out of the bottom of the 8th. We'll go to the 9th. The White Sox have a 9-7 lead. Valencia moves in to second base from left field, and Ezequiel Carrera moves to left field. He will go into the 8th spot in the order. So Russell Martin gets a pinch hitting appearance. He's out of the game. The Blue Jays are down to one player on the bench. That's Justin Smoke. This is the third baseman, Gordon Beckham. There's a line drive to left. Carrera over in the alley makes the catch. 1 out. Delabar came into the game and got out the final batter in the 8th. He got J.B. Shuck to ground out to end the inning. David Robertson came in. He was the 10th pitcher to pitch in this game. Blue Jays have used 6. The White Sox 4. Tyler Flowers has had a good night. 2 for 4. Scored a run. He scored the 6th run.
He's had some good at bats tonight.
Yes, he has.
And he's got a lot of power when he makes contact. 32 strikeouts and just 5 walks this year for a .215 batting average. Tonight, though, it's looked good. A couple of hits.
Delabar gets ahead 1-2. Josh Tolle is the leadoff man for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the ninth. Then Reyes and Donaldson. Russell Martin's out of the game. So if you pinch hit for Tolle,
you can't.
Donaldson can catch.
I guess Josh could catch, but then you got some other places to fill, like who plays third. I guess Valencia, and then who plays second if they come back to tie it up.
Got to tie it up first,
right? Those are all the scenarios as a manager, what you're thinking about.
And Pete Walker looking at what he has available, and the fact that they've used 6 pitchers tonight, including the starter Dickey. Delmar strikes out Flowers, 2 down. Carlos Sanchez has had a productive night. Oh, he got a big hit in the 8th with 1 out. Slashed a double down the left field line, and he came around to score the go-ahead run.
He just got it all started that inning.
Drives this ball into left. Carrera is there, and Delmar has a good inning. 3 up, 3 down in the 9th. Well, now it gets interesting. Josh Tolle, the leadoff man, then Reyes and Donaldson. The Blue Jays need 2 to tie.
Which has just got underway. Meantime, over on Sportsnet right now, you can watch the 2015 MasterCard Memorial Cup with the Oshawa Generals taking on the Kelowna Rockets. And on CBC right now, Game 6 between the Lightning and Rangers. Tampa leading that 3-2 and can finish it off tonight. Buck?
Thanks a lot, Barry. Lots coming up. A lot of good television right after this ball game. That Tiger game features David Price going up against Jesse Chavez, so make sure you check that out. Well, the Blue Jays need a rally here in the 9th. Josh Tolle will lead things off. He's had a good night at the plate. He's 2 for 3. Good Blue Jay fans got their rally caps on, trying to spur the home team. David Robertson got Russell Martin to ground out to end the 8th.
You know that Josh is going to give you that effort where he's going to really try and make Robertson work. Try and make him throw a few pitches and get on base. The only problem is Robertson doesn't throw too many pitches outside the strike zone.
Yeah, and he pounds that strike zone, and of course he learned from the best, Mariano Rivera. That was a setup man for Rivera. Mark Parent, the bench coach for Robin Ventura, looking at the possibilities of what they might have to face. The Blue Jays only have 1 bench player, and that's Justin Smoke. Tolle, a 3-hit night. Josh Thole leads things off with his third hit, a 2-strike base hit to start the ninth.
How about that? Fall behind 0-2. And then against one of the better relievers in the game, just dump a ball into right field, pull it. That's the second ball that he has pulled to right field for a base hit.
Josh Thole's had a big night. Sanchez can't flag it down. It's past him. Josh's family is going to fly back to Colorado. I know young Cameron's here. Got to be thrilled with his dad's night tonight. Jose Reyes, he's gone 0 for 4 so far. Reyes just 1 for 8 against Robertson, going head to head.
He's looking for that cutter where he can pull it in the same spot where Josh Thole just hit his ball.
Had a good look at that one, just missed downstairs. The White Sox this season, with Robertson closing out games, are 16-0 when they've had the lead after the 8th. Base hit. Thole had to wait. Now he can go. He's going to turn and go to third. Reyes will end up at second. The tying runs are on.
That's exactly what Jose Reyes did with that cutter. Hit it to right field. Hit it by Abreu. And get the Blue Jays into a position to win this. I don't know why they're holding that runner on. That run means nothing with a 2-run lead. But thank you for doing that as Reyes hits a bullet past Abreu. Second and third, nobody out. And the 3 guys that we featured at the top, they get a chance to win it for the Blue Jays.
Well, Robin Ventura, the manager, has come out. This is going to be a strategy discussion. They're not going to take Robertson out of this game. No.
Bautista's got a couple of home runs against Robertson in his career. Donaldson's 0 for 2.
They have both had outstanding nights. Donaldson has scored 4 runs tonight for the second time in his career. And Bautista has tied his career high with 5 RBIs. It's the 8th time he's driven in 5 runs. Encarnacion, the only one of the trio that is hitless tonight.
Do they have a couple more in them?
David Robertson, for his career against the Blue Jays, is 9 for 10 in save opportunities. The only blown save Robertson has against the Blue Jays, April 20th, 2013, right here at Rogers Center.
just like they scripted it. Base hit by Tolley, 0-2, Reyes with a double, and then a walk-off 3-run home run by Josh Donaldson. Wow.
That is a season-changing inning. Josh Donaldson, his second home run of the night, scores 5 runs, drives in 4, and they do it against one of the best in the business, David Robertson.
And they do it with the home run. How about this? He knows it. He got all of this, showing a little bit more power to right field, right into the bullpen, and fires up the Blue Jays.
A terrific night for Donaldson, Bautista. How about Josh Tolley starting it all off with his 3rd hit of the night? And let's go downstairs to Barry Davis.
Thanks a lot, Buck. Josh, you began this game with a home run. You end this game with a home run. Talk about that at bat and how this team just was never out of it tonight.
It was just one of those matches where it was back and forth.
All right, here we go. I bet that felt just amazing, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, good.
I mean, it's good. Just a good team win tonight. I think not in all areas we played well, but, you know, at the end we were able to stick it out with the offense and pull it out tonight.
Buck Martinez just described this as possibly a season-changing inning. If you guys had lost that game, it would have been a pretty tough way to lose, but instead you come out on top. You've won 3 in a row. That momentum really seems to be turning right now.
Yeah, I mean, we feel good about ourselves, and, you know, the game is a process itself. You know, we've kind of we've took our lumps this year. Hopefully this will get us back on the right track.
Talk about everyone in the offense, having Jose Reyes back atop the order right now, having Jose Bautista getting healthier, and now it's slowly starting to come back to what this team's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're getting close. You know, it's one of those things where you just got to keep grinding every day and, you know, let the chips fall where they may.
I know you enjoy hitting at Rogers Center, but how do you like these fans chanting MVP for you?
Everything's great. You know, I'm all about winning, and I'm happy that we won today.
Listen, congratulations. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
All right, Josh Donaldson's going to dry off now. Huge ovation from the crowd here. The Blue Jays get the walk-off victory. 2 home runs for Donaldson. It wasn't pretty, but it was a pretty amazing finish. Buck?
And it sure was. The Blue Jays win the series for sure. Tomorrow we'll have a 12 o'clock start. Let's go to Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn.